Hey, everyone. I tried. Welcome to the studentloanjustice.org live stream. It is Thursday. It is Thursday, April 20th. Hope everybody is doing well out there in the world. We are Student Loan Justice. We are the oldest, largest, first, and only true grassroots group fighting only and absolutely for people, for normal people, for student loan justice, for student loan borrowers. We are normal people, if you can't tell, fighting for normal people. And that is absolutely and totally all that we are. That's all that we are. And that's all that we will ever be. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that we are the muscle that will solve the student loan problem. We've been doing this for 18 years, guys. And I can tell you that the talking heads on television and the experts in Washington, D.C. and the college presidents and all the nonsense you see on the internet, those people are not actually trying to solve the student loan problem. They are pimping the student loan problem. That's what they do. It's what they're good at. If they actually solve the student loan problem, they would be out of a job. Well, I'm here to tell you, the student loan thing is finished. It's over. Student loans were a bad idea. And let me just tell you, even before the pandemic, 60% of everyone had stopped paying. Whenever they try and turn the loans back on, probably 80% or more, 85% possibly, maybe even 100% of everybody will not pay on their loans. So that's interesting, isn't it? What's going to happen? Nobody knows. So this could have a good ending. This could have a bad ending. I'm going to save my breath tonight just for length. And I'm just going to tell you, and I hope that you will believe me when I say that the quickest way to get these loans gone, get this lending system into the graveyard where it deserves to be, is to return constitutional bankruptcy rights to the loans. We've been doing this for many years, ladies and gentlemen, and I can tell you that as long as we are stripped of the constitutionally enshrined leverage of bankruptcy, we're going to be begging Joe Biden or Donald Trump or whoever the next president is forever. And this is what the student loan people want. They want to keep this crime going. But it's not going to happen. So this could have a good ending. This could have a bad ending, guys. The good ending starts with us getting the leverage of bankruptcy back, and the dominoes shall fall from there, and they will fall in our favor for once. Or it could have a bad ending, and we'll continue to see these fake, nonsensical loan cancellation gimmicks from Joe Biden, which are half-hearted, if even that, probably designed to fail. And they're going to keep us under their thumb. They're going to keep us under the chains of this unconscionable, unconstitutional debt. So, guys, we've got to fight for the return of bankruptcy protections to student loans. We're fighting for both things, by the way. Just so you know, this group started the petition that launched the entire idea of canceling student loans by executive order into the public conversation. That started with us. Go to change.org/cancel student loans and like Google us or something. You can see. But guys, we're smarter than that. 18 years, dudes. Please trust me. Please take my word for it when I tell you that nothing good is going to happen for you or for me or for our student loans. I'm a defaulted student loan borrower, so you know. So if that should give you any, if that should give you some comfort that I don't speak nonsense and I don't do like secret deals with secret people, little handshake, little wink, wink deals behind the scenes. No, we don't do any of that nonsense, guys. All we do is fight very honestly and truthfully for us, for the people. And so, you know, if they can do to other loans what they did to student loans, that is strip bankruptcy rights, strip statutes of limitations, essentially weaponize these loans. If they can do that to other loans, guys, they will. The bad guys, I mean our opposition. That is what they would love to do. So this battle is the camel's nose under the tent. And I'm glad that you found us. By the way, if you're watching us on Facebook or Twitter, I'm very happy to look at any questions, comments, editorial opinions, or otherwise that you may have. So right now we're kind of waiting to see. We're not waiting. We're fighting every single day, dudes. We do daily actions. Let me see if I can do that. Dial that in for you. The bad guys want you surfing the internet, waiting, watching, and worrying. We don't do that. We are interested to know what the Supreme Court verdict will be on Biden's lame student loan cancellation, only because it will likely be after that point that Congress gets serious about reintroducing our legislation. That is true. But that Supreme Court could go one way or the other. And frankly, guys, I don't care. That whole thing was, it is a construct of the swamp people, the bad people in Washington, D.C., who would indenture us for the rest of our lives. We're not buying any of it, guys. Not for a minute. Comments, editorial people. So I see we have a couple comments here. Hey, Leslie Fishman's with us tonight. Hey, Leslie. Leslie says, "Hey, all been missing in action due to life chaos." I think we all know about that a little bit, Leslie. We're glad that you're back. Hope everything's doing well. Gordon Wayne Watts in, I believe, Florida is with us. Arrived in one piece, he thinks. Did get a few friends to call lawmakers for me. Yeah, we're doing meetings every single day, guys, with members of Congress. So tomorrow we've got 2 meetings scheduled. I think we did 2 or 3 this week already. We need to meet with your member of the House of Representatives, especially if they happen to be Republican. Now, whether you love Republicans or hate Republicans, we hate Republicans. We hate the Democrats. We hate both parties, guys. That's just true. Both parties are two sides of a very bad coin in our book. They've got different faces, but they are bad in each their own way. So we don't trust these people further than we can bowl them after 18 years of very careful, methodical observation of this lending program. Gordon also says that he did his own discreet but precise follow-up calls to 2 local members of Congress, my current congresswoman and his previous congressman, changed district. Okay, good, Gordon. That's good to hear. Gordon is a warrior, so you know he has gone toe-to-toe with Rush Limbaugh and many other radio hosts. Who's that other current Fox News guy? Anyways, we salute and applaud you for that. You know, as I said, guys, this is a citizens' army, if you want to call it that. We're just a collection of normal people doing everything that we can possibly think of to do. To, number 1, get bankruptcy rights returned to the loans. Number 2, get all federally owned loans canceled by executive order. And by the way, that's the only way that loans are going to be canceled in a meaningful way. I know a lot of you people out there are counting on an income-based repayment, income-driven repayment program, whether it's IBR, ICR, pay-as-you-earn, revised pay-as-you-earn. And a lot of people are talking about the revised pay-as-you-earn. Guys, come on now. Think about it. How many repayment programs did I just throw out there? 5. An alphabet soup of bullshit repayment scams. Nobody, almost nobody, public service loan forgiveness, PSLF, very few people are actually making it through any of those things. And that is not a bug, guys. That's a feature. You know, the worst administration they do on the loans, the more people fall out of those programs. And they love that because the people that fall out of those programs are left owing far, far, far more than had they never tried in the first place. And because the loans are non-dischargeable in bankruptcy, because there are no statutes of limitations and other protections, they have us by the nuts, guys. This is not constitutional. We don't have to put up with it. And if you think you're going to make it through public service or income-based repayment, let me just tell you, the odds are incredibly small that that will happen for you. You know, last time I checked, 32 people had made it through the income contingent repayment program. And that program has been around for nearly 30 years now. 32 people. Public service, the success rate of the people who have applied, the last I checked, was less than 10%. And that is after a huge amount of pressure being put on the Department of Education by very strong unions, like the teachers union. Only now are we starting to see any slightly significant number of those public service loans being forgiven. This is bullshit, ladies and gentlemen. We do not have to put up with this nonsense. You should not believe any of the nonsense that you see on the internet about, oh, look, a new income-driven repayment program. Ooh, this is going to be great. Just sign here. Sign for a new loan. We'll start the clock over again for you. Like, it's just going to be all sorts of nonsense, ladies and gentlemen. We're not doing it. We're done. The lending system is failed. And in my humble opinion, nobody should ever pay another dollar of their hard-earned money into these predatory lending gimmicks, these federal loan repayment program gimmicks. Nobody should ever pay another dollar on their federal student loans, in my strong opinion. You know, we shouldn't be feeding this beast. The founding fathers are on our side, ladies and gentlemen. I think the founding fathers are looking down and saying, how did our people get so weak? How did they allow themselves to be conquered and enslaved by debt, and to their own federal government, no less? They'd be calling for a tea party, or maybe even far more at this point. We do not have to take this shit, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you forget that. So you know what, guys? I'm trying to keep my live streams really short. I will only say again, I will only reiterate what I said at the top. Well, actually, two things, if I could leave you with just two things. Number one, if you can donate, it would help, guys. We can survive and thrive on very little funding, very, very little personal donations from personal gifts from normal people like you. We cannot do it on nothing. We cannot. So if you appreciate all that we've gotten done in this group, and truly, guys, Joe Biden's student loan cancellation would not have happened but for this group and our petition, which is now at one point nearly 2 million signatures. And we wouldn't, and what's far more important is we wouldn't have good bankruptcy legislation last session, and we won't have good bankruptcy legislation this session, but for the people on this group. It's kind of important that this group keep going, guys. And we don't want to disappear. And so fundraising has always been very difficult for us. I hope that you'll make it a little easier for us right there. And maybe the last thing that I will say is, if you're new to the group, first of all, welcome. We're glad you're here. But if you are new to the group and you don't know about our daily actions, you can see it right. You can see them right there. We do daily actions, not every day, but nearly every day lately, about 4 times a week, 5 times a week. If everybody in our group was simply doing these daily actions, and they're quick, they usually take less than a minute. It's like a Twitter thing. It's primarily Twitter. If everybody were to do these daily actions, I guarantee you student loans would be gone within 6 months. They would be gone. We've got a huge muscle to flex, ladies and gentlemen, and that only means anything when you sitting there, you right there, you help us fight. I can't do it for us. Gordon can't do it. Leslie can't do it for us. It's only when we fight together that this thing's going to get done. We've got the muscle, ladies and gentlemen. We just need to flex it. So if I were you, and these are your loans and your problem, I would step up to the plate. And instead of waiting and watching and worrying, I would pitch in. I would jump in, the water's fine, and help us fight. At a minimum, just do those stupid daily actions. It's stupid when one person does it, but it's very serious when 1.4 million people do them. So this is what it's all about, guys. This is apparently how democracy works these days. So, okay, guys, I'm sorry if I couldn't see all your comments. Facebook is just kind of weird that way, but I'll be back tomorrow, Friday. In the meantime, good luck. Godspeed doing the daily actions, and God bless.